talk about today?
Well, what do you think? Should we talk about uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage?
That is a subject that I think we could talk about it every single week. It is that important. So I think that's a good idea.
I agree. I think that people, it's really helpful to understand that and what it is and why you get it and how you get it. So first of all, uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage is for people who may be injured in an accident by somebody else who doesn't have insurance or enough insurance. The important thing to know is when you are purchasing car insurance that you can't purchase more uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage than your bodily injury coverage. So specifically, if you buy $50,000 in bodily injury coverage, you can only buy $50,000 in coverage. So, I think we would all agree it's important to buy as much as you can afford, because it's a way to protect yourself in case you're in an accident with someone who doesn't have insurance.
Yeah, the crazy thing is Florida doesn't require drivers to have bodily injury insurance, so it's the only way that you can make sure that you're protecting yourself from all the yahoos out there driving around the Florida roads. The one way you can get more than your bodily injury coverage limits, though, is by stacking your policy. And essentially stacking just means multiplying it by the number of vehicles insured on that policy. So if you have one vehicle, you really aren't stacking anything. But if you have two, you can double your coverage. That $50,000 becomes $100,000 if you stack your coverage, and that's what stacking means. So if you have 5 cars and you stack your $50,000 policy, all of a sudden you have $250,000 in coverage. So it's a powerful way to kind of increase the amount of coverage that you can get for your limits.
Absolutely. And I will tell you the reason that I think this is such an important subject is there is barely a week that goes by that a new car accident comes into the office, and a lot of times they're bad car accidents. Somebody's been in the hospital for a couple weeks, they've had multiple surgeries, and my first question is always, do you have uninsured motorist? And the answer is usually no. And then the second answer is, well, I have full coverage. So full coverage does not mean, I'm not even sure what that means, but what I know it does not mean that you automatically have uninsured motorist coverage. It does cost a little more, but in the event that you are out of work, that you have medical bills stacking up, and the other party does not have insurance or assets, it is essentially your only opportunity to recover. So it's important that you get it.
Yeah, full coverage to me is the kiss of death when the client says they have full coverage. I'm like, oh, you don't have anything. Because under Florida law, full coverage is PIP and property damage. That's it. So it really doesn't amount to much.